I'm happy you invited me. Yes, I did. I actually did a lot of things. I did dancing and singing, and but yeah, the last thing kind of before basketball was dancing, and I was dancing actually together with my sister in like an older group because my sister's like a year and a half older, and she was dancing with this group of girls, and she was doing super good, and I was very young, and I grew very fast, and I was very clumsy. So dancing wasn't my thing, but my mom and my sister, they just wanted us to be out of the house. And like, so that's why I just kept going with my sister to these dancing lessons. And at one point the teacher was like, okay, like we cannot take this girl anymore in this group with the older girls because she does not know how to dance. Like she cannot dance. And like, but I was so tall. So like with the younger girls, it like really didn't make sense, but she was like, you have to start with the younger girls. And I went to like maybe one or two lessons with the younger girls, and they were all so little, like they were literally till my hip. And it's like it just didn't look good, like, you know, like everything. And I felt like I was thrown so much back, like with all this dancing stuff. And I told my mom, like, I do not want to dance anymore. Like, this is not for me. Like, I feel uncomfortable, like, and everything. And then my neighbor, she was playing basketball, and I think we had this conversation in front of her, and she was like, "Well, why don't you come and try basketball? Like, I'm playing basketball; it's gonna be fun and whatever." And I was like, I mean, why not? Like, I'm gonna try. And at that point, like, I knew my dad is playing basketball a little bit, but like very like not high level, just playing. And when we were kids, me and my sister, we usually went to him, like to his games and stuff. But in my head, like I never thought of him as a basketball player, like I never. And then and I started to play basketball. So I think I started to play basketball not because of my dad, but because of my neighbor, because she was like, "Oh yeah, just come with me." And then I started to go with her to the practices, and that's how I kind of started. And then like a week later, I'm talking so much. But my sister, she didn't play basketball yet, but my mom, so she's a year and a half older than me, but she's like super mature, always been like the old, like smart old one. And she came, my mom told her to pick me up after practice one day, and then she just came to practice, and like she was like not able to sit like on a side, you know, so she wanted to get involved and be on the court. And then the next practice she just came with me, so basically I started to play actually a week earlier than my sister, but we both started to play basketball then. And but she kept playing, she just couldn't decide basketball or dancing, 'cause she was good in both. But then at one point she was like, okay, like it was very very years later that she was like, okay, I'm gonna just play basketball. So yeah, but she kept doing both. Yeah. No, and only later in life I think like, why didn't he tell me to go play basketball? I was tall and everything. I don't know, but nobody ever like was. I think because he was like a coach for that team, like, and it was like a older guys, you know, like just playing like amateur league. Like it was nothing like that. But all the kids always came to their games and just ran around the court and stuff. Like just it wasn't nothing serious. So I remember it as like a playground, not like my dad played basketball or worked in basketball and stuff. But yeah, he was always like, my both parents are teachers in school, so they're sport teachers, and so I kind of was always around sports. Yeah. Ice hockey actually is number one, but I think basketball is getting there. Like, well, this year in summer we had big success in both ice hockey. We got third place in the world championship, and in basketball we got fifth place in the world championship. So I think both are pretty high. But yeah, this was like in the first time in a very long time ice hockey has been showing like very good results. So yeah, I think everybody in Latvia will think ice hockey is the first one, but basketball players will say basketball. It's never easy. Yeah, but I think since a young age, I was already kind of going away a lot. Probably when I was like 15 already, I started to like play for the bigger, the TTT Riga team, which is Latvian, like, team. So when I started to play there, they were traveling a lot, and it was a lot of things that kind of like made me like slowly get into transition to be away from home. And also me and my sister, and there was actually another girl living with us at that time and playing basketball with us. But so three of us, we were always together, but we would leave the house super early because we live like an hour away from the city, or like where our school, like the Riga. So everything is kind of happening in Riga, and we lived kind of outside. So we would leave at like 6 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. to Riga, and we would not come back till like 10 p.m. So we would all the time be a long way from home. So already that kind of got us into like, oh, we have school, we have practice, and whatever, and then we just get home so late with buses and stuff. So I think that already got us. And then obviously when I started to play more and like bigger teams, and that like it just kind of, and then when I had to go to college, I already kind of was ready to go. Like I felt like I need to leave home, I need some change because it was all the time the same. So yeah, I kind of felt like it was right for me to do that. I went to college in America. What do you mean? It is true. Well, well, I had a friend. We are actually very close right now as well. But she had a very bad separation from her mom and family. Like when we would go like on camps or in trips, and I can't believe just you know that. But yeah, and she would always she couldn't fall asleep. She would always be like, I just want to go home, like, and whatever. And I would just be like, okay, yeah, like I stay up until you fall asleep. It's okay. Like nothing will, like, it's like we're just like girls here, you know, like nothing will happen. So yeah, but yeah, I guess, I mean, I always, when I was growing up, I guess I was a captain of the team, and I had someone to take care of me always, like, which was my sister. Like she always took care of me, and I felt like she always like stood by me, like if anything happened, or I kind of was following her footsteps. So when I was put in that situation to be like as a big sister, like I felt like I can take that responsibility. Yeah. I went to couple visits before. I went to my sister's school, to Quinnipiac University, for a visit, and then I went to Fordham for was other two Latvian girls. I had, honestly, this is like kind of bad for like a basketball player. Now I'm way better. I watch basketball way more. I watch college a little bit. I watch EuroLeague a lot. Like I like, and obviously my sister plays last year and this year she played for Euro Cup, and like I watched those games. So I'm way better now. But when I was like growing up till I went to college, I did not really care to watch basketball. I was like, I don't like to watch it because I want to play. I always wanted to be on a court. Like, and I felt like I was all the time, all day was, for me, was basketball. I went to school, yes, like that was kind of on the side. But my main thing was basketball. Like I wanted to go to practice. I wanted to do extra work, and I would wake up early to go call coach and like be like, oh, let's go to practice, and then go to school. And then again, like it was just like basketball was the main thing for me. so for me to watch somebody else play was kind of boring. Like I was like, and I never really did. So when I was going to college, I knew I want to go to to America to play because I heard good things about it, and I heard that the treatment there is way different than it would be in Europe and stuff like that. So it kind of like in my head, I felt like, okay, I can get both education and basketball at the same place, and they will kind of take care of it, like that I get both and I am good, and then I can play basketball however long I want. And it actually happened, but in general, I honestly forgot the question. Oh, yes. So, yeah, well, I went, oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Public health undergraduate and sports venue and event management graduate degree. I think I will go back to school probably next year. I'm thinking, but for now, I think I will stay in sports. I like sports, and I like the community, the sports community, and I really think I could maybe if I do use my degree, I probably would do something with sports venue and event management. I think I like I when I was even growing up in school, I was like in a school department. I was the president and like the student body president, and like when after my sister graduated, and then so I felt like I dealt with a lot of those things, and I enjoyed it. And I think I have a lot of ideas for what to do and how to make maybe some things better in sports. So I think I definitely would like to go into it. So if I would use it right now, like I think I would go into event management. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It was like all the COVID, all the COVID time was hard. You mean when I went to Pennsylvania, the Kersey? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So honestly, so when the school shut down, we didn't know how long it's gonna be shut. So we thought it's gonna be maybe closed for a month, and then we're all gonna come back and we will finish the semester. So when my friend told we were like a group of friends, like very close, my closest friends for life probably, and then there were five of us there. We were there, five of us, and one was French girl, and then two guys and one girl from New York. And so me and the New York girl, we kind of stayed, like we didn't know if we should, like, because she knew in her city is very bad COVID. She would not be able to go out, do anything like outside the house. So she was thinking what to do, and I was kind of stuck. I didn't know if I should go home or not, but we couldn't stay on campus. So I was like, I don't really know what to do. And then one of our guy friends, he was like, well, you can come for like a week or two at my place, and then we will figure it out from there, like and then the French girl, she was like, okay, I'm gonna go home, like I'm feeling bad for my family, like that they're there and I'm here. So she went home, and then during that week when we were at Pennsylvania, I like my borders, Latvia borders closed, so like you cannot go there anymore. Syracuse said that they're not gonna take anyone back on a campus anymore unless it's like emergency and you need to be there. And I was talking to my coach a lot about it, and then he was like, well, it's better if you stay away from campus right now, like don't come back, but if you really do, we will figure something out. And then I was already for like a week or week and a half at my friend's place, and he was like, well, you could just stay here, like stay however much you longer want, like it's gonna be fine, like because it was like a very, very countryside place, like there was no really rules. Nobody was following no rules. Yeah, so, and I felt really good there, and I was like, well, okay, I guess I can stay. And then my friend from New York, she went back home after a while, but yeah, I kind of stayed there the whole, I don't know, even probably like 5 or 6 months, I don't know, very long, until we had to go back to school for practice. It was great in some sense, like that I was able to learn new stuff, outdoor stuff, but yes, yes. Yeah, we were, honestly, that was completely new. Like fishing, I have fished sometime, like very long time ago. I felt like I have done it, but still, like never like putting my own worms on or fishing, like just like all day, like fishing, like not like that. And also never like tried to clean the fish or, and then when we went turkey hunting, that was like a whole new experience for me. Like it was so exciting. And like, I was like, this is why people do it. 'Cause it's honestly, it's very, like it's cool to be with the nature, and then also you get the adrenaline, and you it's an exciting thing. It's kind of a sport too, you know. So that was kind of interesting, and also like cleaning the bird afterwards and like doing all that, that was also very like new for me. So yeah, I definitely learned a lot, and I loved it. And obviously it was sad that I was not able to be with my family, but they had bad time there too, like with COVID. So it wasn't like they wouldn't want me to be there, you know, and be stuck in the house with them, you know. So I think it was better for me to stay in America at that time. Yeah. I think in certain times, yes, and I like, and especially like that time was very hard for us, like the whole team. If people have followed this, like, but almost the whole team transferred that year, and for me, I kind of stayed there for 4 years, but it wasn't probably the best decision for myself as a basketball player, because I didn't grow a lot there. It was not very good at atmosphere and stuff. So I think it was all the time that fear maybe that stopped me from doing it, or changing schools, or like there was also like a lot of rules with all the, like if you change the school you have to sit out a year, and like all the time this and that, it stuck in my head, and I was like, I just need to get my degree. I want to like finish this so I can move on, like I don't have to look back at this and like whatever. And then yeah, when I made that decision to go, and like kind of like, and everybody was making it, and I was like, okay, like obviously I don't know even how far I can go with basketball at this point, because I was in very low point at that time, because my seasons hasn't been good like since my first year. Like I was kind of all the time very, very average. Like I was never like like I could never push myself to be like the best basketball player I could be, and I think it was just like the atmosphere that we had, it wasn't great. So yeah, and I think that step was a big for me, because I honestly wanted to go to a smaller school. I wanted to do like, yeah, I kind of wanted to go to lower level so I can just play and be like just play basketball, you know, have fun. And I was a little bit worried that if I go to high major school, it will happen again. I'm gonna get like worse than I was already, and but I took, like, there was a coach that called me actually right before I made a decision to go to Georgia, and she kind of talked to me about how because she was a coach in Syracuse but only for 1 year, and then she left, like, and she was coach for me, and she said that she has gone through so many emotions after she even had to, like, get over herself after she was working in that environment. So she was like, I know you've been there for 4 years, so you don't know better. You don't know that it can be better somewhere else. You don't know it can be, like, different, and somebody can treat you better. So then I was like, okay, like, we both cried, and we were like, okay, like, I feel like I know what I have to make the decision. And then so then that's when I made the decision to go to Georgia Tech, and it was great, honestly. Like, it was good, like, coaches were good, the team was good, and yes, we didn't play the end of the season as well as we wanted to, but yeah, it happens. But at least I got back the happiness of playing basketball. And then I went to Australia, and it was even better. Yeah. Yeah. I think okay. Yeah, I do like that. I don't think I will ever forget the first game we played, and like that the whole arena was filled with Latvian people, and we knew how much support we have at home already, and just to hear the whole gym, like, singing our national anthem, like, I was crying, I was, like, shivering, like, I had goosebumps everywhere. I was like, this is crazy feeling. It was. And then every game, obviously, like, and we didn't, like, we were upset we couldn't perform as well as we wanted to, but the feeling that I got from that tournament was just, it was unbelievable. I don't think I have ever had that feeling again, like, before a game, when it's just maybe, definitely not like that, but maybe like my first game when I was playing now, like when after my injury, then I kind of felt pretty similar. Well, not like that, but it was just for myself. I was so excited to play, but then it was just the whole country standing next to you. Like, it's a great feeling. I wish everybody could feel it. Yeah. Mhm. If I looked up to right now, there's a lot of great players, like Emma Messerman, probably like one of the greatest players of all time. Like, I think if there's one player that I probably look up to, it's her. Like, and now one of my friends plays with her, like, from Latvia, and she's saying she's as great as player, she's as great a person she is. So that's kind of like something that I probably would want to be associated with. Like, that we're just not players on the court. We're also people outside. So I think probably her that I would be looking up to. uh, yeah. Yeah. Um, I honestly, the whole last season, I was thinking, because I have made the decision to come to Georgia Tech, now go to lower school and everything. I honestly thought that I will make that last decision to go to WNBA training camp somewhere, at least, like, try to make it. But at the end of the by the end of the season, like I had like some stuff happening with my health, and then like the Australia start like kind of came along. I kind of felt like and then also after the COVID year, there was like a time when a lot of girls were signing up for it, and I felt like, okay, maybe this is not the time for me. Honestly, I have not forgotten WNBA. I hope maybe if I play well enough and I do good in Europe in next couple of years, I hope I have a chance to go. And that's why maybe I kind of decided not to. I felt like I need to play better for myself and feel better about basketball, because it was just like the last year, like that kind of brought the happiness and the enjoy to play basketball even back. Because before that, I was thinking even like, maybe I'm not going to play anymore, like I was thinking, I don't know, I don't see myself being in this for a very long time. So so now I think I want to be ready to go and do those things. And that was my dream in the first place in general. Like I was thinking I'm going to go to college for sure. I'm going to WNBA, there was no two thoughts. And then a year by year, and then I just got like, I think in my head, I was just like, okay, like, I don't think I'm ready for it now. But I definitely think at some point I will reconsider and try to do it. Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. hmm Yeah. Honestly, my first thought was, if I don't go to WNBA, I have to do something in the summer. Like I have to. I felt like if I go back home, like I'm just out of college. I'm 22, 23 years old. Like I have no money, like nothing. I'm gonna go back home and I'm just gonna live on my mom's. Like yeah. So I was like, I want to go somewhere. I want to do something, and then it kind of just happened. Like I said, like all the time in my head, I was like, I want to do something. And then it just came like this coach from Ringwood texted me on Instagram, and he was like, "Are you interested in playing in Australia?" I was like, honestly, talk to my agent about this. I am very interested. And exactly. So, and then honestly, we had so many talks about this, because with the coach from Australia, I was like, how did you find me? Like, why me? And he was like, honestly, like I was looking at people who are like, I wanted to, obviously the position, whatever, but the main thing for me was to have like a good person on the team that will bring the team together, and we're gonna be a great great family oriented team, and I didn't want a person to just have like a basketball life, but I saw it on your Instagram. You have life, you're like a fun person, like, and it seemed like the right choice to do, and that's why he like reached out to me, and we ended up having a great team, and everything was actually perfect, like, and yeah, I couldn't imagine a better experience there. Yeah. From like a life standpoint, that there's not that many spiders. and no snakes. I didn't see no snakes. But from like a basketball standpoint, like in that moment, I thought that like it's gonna be like a super like a tough basketball like practice schedule and everything as well, and like because the season is kind of short. But honestly, it's like because it's a summer season and it's not like the real regular season NBL, then I like it was not like there was not that many team practices. We practice twice a week. Every team does it because people work, and obviously us as imports, like we were able to go and use the gym and coaches all the time, but the team practices were just not that many. And it kind of was good for me because I was just coming off season, so I had to give my body also a rest a little bit, and then we were playing a lot, especially at the end of the season, there's a lot of games. So I feel like that kind of like surprised me because I had no idea how the season goes there and how it works. But everything else, like I didn't expect it to be. Also, I didn't expect Melbourne to be cold. Like I thought it was gonna. It's always summer in Australia, but yeah, but it's honestly winter when it's winter in south especially. But because when you're up there north, and I think you get like very warm weather all year long, but not where I was at. I started it when I was in college for a couple of games, and honestly, the first time I did it, I cannot tell you now. I do not remember why I did the first time, but I played a very bad game. Like I didn't score. I didn't like, and one of my coaches in Georgia, she was like, "You're never doing this hairstyle again." She's like, "No, you're never doing it." And then after like a while, I did it again, and she was like, "I told you not to do it. Like I told you." And I was like, "No, I don't think it's my hair that like made me play bad. So like I want to like get this out of my head." And I played a good game. So then I was like, okay, but I think I played it like 2 or 3 times in college. But then when I went to Ringwood in Australia, I in my head I was like, all the home games I'm gonna play with this hairstyle. I don't know why it was in my head, but it was, and I just kind of was like, I'm gonna do it. And then all the home games I played with this hairstyle, I think maybe even like the end game, all the end games, also like the playoffs and all that stuff I started to play. But because it kind of I was coaching kids there too. I was coaching little girls and having some individual workouts and stuff. But all these girls started to come to games and they were wearing the hairstyle. And I was like, okay, like it's starting to be like my thing. Like everybody was just supporting me, and like I saw it from the hair too. And then I started to play every game. When I went to Greece too, like I started to play all the games with this hairstyle. And then I got injured. And after this, like, that's why I came here and I didn't do it at first. And then I started to get messages from my friends, and they're like, "Where's your hair? Like, what is going on?" Like, and and I'm like, I feel like I should not bring it back. Like, I got injured, like, I don't know. And they're like, "No, Digna, it's you. It's like, you have to do this." Like, and I'm like, okay, honestly, it's true. Like, I have done it for a while now, so I think it's my thing. I reckon. I reckon. Okay, maybe. How outrageous. Okay, maybe outrageous, huh? There was like, I have one friend in Australia, and after every other word, he kept saying outrageous. Like, "It's outrageous, man. It's outrageous." Like, and I'm not exaggerating, literally. And when I told this to the guy, he was like, I'm not saying this word this much. I'm like, you are saying it. You are. And then he was like starting to listening when he talked, and he literally saying it every single, like after like 3-4 words, like he has this word. Outrageous. Mate. Okay, mate could be, but outrageous would definitely be the top. Lo- Lollies was very interesting actually because okay, so I never our coach was the sweetest coach ever. Like he was like the nicest man, and he's like, and to every practice he brought us candy, right? And then all the girls are like, can we get lollies? Can we get lollies? And I'm like thinking, yes, it kind of makes sense, like, but I thought it's like a specific type of candy, you know, like, but all the candy, they just don't have a word candy. They call them lollies. So I thought it was very interesting. So me and my friend from Spain, we always in practice too, we wanted the candy. So we would be like, coach, can we get lollies? Can we get lollies? And our coach would always laugh like, lollies, lollies, lollies. Like, so I guess like, yes, like we almost use this word every day. So I guess he could say that. Well, I always in practice will tell the girls, dobre robota, dziewczyni. Yeah, well, that's the only thing I really like. Well, obviously, I'll say dzień dobry and no do widzenia and what else am I saying? I don't even know. And no trenage. Yeah. Yeah, but I try to like learn like a little words, and like whenever like we're in practice, like I will ask the girls, oh, what is this, like dziękuję or spoko, like I don't know, like yeah. And then I will like learn a little bit, but I guess it's kind of hard because now like when I was in Greece too, like I tried to learn a little bit, but when you leave the place, you again forget. Like you have to like obviously if I actually have like on my notes, like I write down like the on my phone the words that I learned so I can remember them, and then I can go through if I like if I'm going to go back to Greece, I'll probably like reread all the words I know so I can talk a little bit. But I mean, not that I can talk. I would never stop all this talking, but I can at least say some words. That is me and my friend from Spain, yeah, Marta. She was just like, we obviously I got there in Ringwood first. Like I didn't practice for a little bit with the team because there was like COVID rules, and I had to like go all the medical stuff and whatever. So I didn't see all the girls at first right away, but then I saw the team, and then I knew that Marta is coming. I just didn't, and I had texted her before, and we like talked a little bit, like but I never knew, like we never played each other, or we didn't know who each other was. But when she got there, like we spoke a little bit on FaceTime maybe, but when she got there, it was kind of like right away we like clicked, and we were like best friends. Like we lived in the same house, and we shared a car. Like the cars that you drive on the opposite side there, right? So it took us a while till we like got how to drive properly there. Me and Marta, like I think Marta made it up. Like I think she kept saying like, oh, we Euro duo, we're gonna do this, do this, and I think it's kind of stuck with everybody. So then people like even like the last game, I think some little kids were making like signs and saying Euro duo, like, and yeah, so I guess it got stuck with it. And then now when everybody's talking about us, they're like all the time, we need to bring Euro duo back, we need to bring Euro duo. So I guess why not? I would love to play with Marta again. We understood each other also on court very well, so it was working out great. Yeah. What do you mean strongest situation? Oh yes. Yeah, we were in a game against Casey, and I think it wasn't even a halftime, or it was after. I think it was after halftime, maybe. Honestly, I don't remember the specifics, but yes, like the fire alarm went off like in the middle of the game. Like we're playing and suddenly like it just stops because like the fire alarm goes off, and it was very cold outside at the time. I just remember like it was so cold and everybody had to leave the arena. It was so many people because it was like a huge arena. There was not only basketball courts, there was like karate or swimming pools. I think like there was so many things going on in this whole big like arena. So all the people were like had to go outside. So we're going outside and we had to stand there for like 30 maybe minutes. Like, and I think when we were going out, we were losing the game. I'm pretty sure we were like down, and we're like, oh, okay, we need to come back, and like we're like thinking in our heads like, now we're gonna be so cold, and we have to go back in and play, and it's gonna be so hard. But we're like, we just have to push through. We have to push through. So then we got back in the arena. I think it was like a false. I don't know if it even was a false alarm or not. But like after a while, we were standing out because we realized we're not gonna be able to go inside. We went to cars, and so we were just sitting in our uniforms in cars and just trying to warm up a little bit. But then yeah, we went back in, and it was actually a crazy game afterwards. We were losing, I think, until like the last minutes, and then. Suddenly, I don't know what even our best, like one of the best players, like she got hurt her ankle and she got out, and then we're like, oh my gosh, what else can go wrong in this game, and then suddenly we just like, I think Marta made a 3, I made a 3, something else, like another 3, and I'm like, and we came back and we won the game. Like it was crazy. Like we were like, after the game, we're like, there's no way we won this game. Like this is just crazy. Like because everything went very bad in this game. Like everything. Like, and then this game was actually very. This team that we played against was very good. They had these like tall girls, like the NBL one, the WNBL girls, and very very good team. And yeah, we came back and we won, and we were like, we are unbeatable. Like at that point, we're unbeatable. Like nobody can beat us. Yeah. Yeah. No, no one knows this. The coach doesn't know. I hope our coach like doesn't look at this because we had we had like a gathering at our house, and we were playing games, and it was really there was really no point of this to happen, but we were fighting for, like, we were playing a game with the ball, and we are fighting for this ball, and we just ran into the wall, and it hit like a huge hole in the wall, like huge, like it was like this big, and I'm like looking at the wall, I'm like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do, and then I was lucky enough that one of my teammates' brother, he was working at building like houses, I guess, and he knew how to like fix this. But it took us a while. We're like, okay, we don't know how to do it. Like, what's the proper way? Like, and whatever. And then like, we fixed the wall, but then like you can still like see that there's like it's fixed. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna get caught with this. So I bought a paint and I just whole wall just painted over. And then like, I mean, nobody said anything until now, so I don't know. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. That happened. Oh my gosh. Honestly, it's so expensive. Like compared to and honestly anywhere, even America is already expensive. People who have been there knows like it's expensive to go out in America, like have some drinks or anything. But in Australia, like if you don't have like $200 or $300, like don't go out. Like there's no point. You have to first of all already Ubers are so expensive, like you cannot get anywhere. Like it's you have to wait like okay, maybe like if you wait certain hours maybe it won't be that expensive, but like if it's time to go out or like that at that range, like it's gonna it's gonna I mean, yes, we lived kind of far away as well, but it was almost like $100 to just go to the city. So, and obviously we like usually would get like a full car, so like four people usually in the car. So then you try to split it, right? But it was very very expensive. I just I that's probably one thing, but people knew the thing I liked about it, like people knew how to have fun anyways. Like even if that was at home and whatever, like they knew how to have fun. Like, and I think it's a big thing in Europe or a lot of places in Europe that people just like because they want to like I need to save like this, and they don't enjoy their life that much. And that's one thing I loved about Australia. People, even though they worked very hard like during the days and like everything, like they knew that when they come back home, like they can rest, like they can have a glass of wine, they can just be with their family or go out to eat once in a while, like it was just like you seem like that they're like they work hard, but they also know how to rest. And our coach even sometimes like he'll be like, you have worked so hard, like just go out and like have some fun, like, and we would be like, okay, like honestly that's right, like we're living to live, not to work all the time, and obviously like you have to know when is the right time to do things. But I honestly think if you have a chance, like we are young once, right? Like so so you have to enjoy that time when you can.